We've officially made it to fall, and whether you're feeling discouraged, frustrated, motivated, or encouraged, this is the place for you if you're ready to get it together in your fitness and health routine before the year ends. Because I know you, and I know that you want to be the person who builds that routine now ahead of the holiday season so that you can be in a good headspace and making progress already before the year ends. In my 8 years as a fitness professional, these are the things that I've observed that my clients who have the greatest success in their health, weight loss, fitness journey, these are the habits that they have. Let's get right into it. One of the first habits for success in your health, fitness, and weight loss journey is the ability to plan ahead. And I know we all don't like to do that. What do I mean by that? There truly are a few areas in your health, fitness, weight loss goal that if you plan ahead, it's going to help you have better progress and better success. Your ability to plan ahead to prioritize your sleep is going to be instrumental to your success because sleep is where you rest and recover. And in order to have a decreased appetite and not go crazy with your food, be able to show up for yourself in the gym, you need to be well rested and have the energy for the days ahead. I want you to try to aim for at least 7 to 8 hours. The next part of planning ahead is obviously a little bit related to your meal prep. This doesn't mean you have to go crazy and be so dramatic and prep your whole week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and stick to that to a T. No, I'm a realist here. I understand that meal prep gets old. It gets stale by Thursday. I always fall into the Thursday rut where I might have one meal left and it would do the job, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not saying you need to do it all, but what I want you to do is think ahead enough such that it's going to help you prepare. That means getting the groceries, making the list, and getting what you need. It means being able to have stuff that's a quick grab on the go. You really just need to take a little bit of time either to yourself or with a friend or whoever you live with and sit and think about what foods and things do we need to have on hand so that I can be the most successful version of myself. Understanding that there are going to be times where you're not going to hit it and that's okay, but the better prepared you can be with your nutrition, the more likely you'll be to see success and feel better about yourself internally and externally as well. And of course, we can't forget the plan ahead when it comes to the gym, your ability to set aside the time for yourself to go to the gym to hit what you need to hit, whether it's 3 full body days, whether it's upper, lower, push, pull. Any of the combinations are going to be successful, but you need to do it with intention and repeat it. And that takes some plan ahead. Get your workouts in your schedule and make it a non-negotiable. Planning ahead is step number 1 to getting it together before the end of 2025 so you can be a fitness girly in 2026. Alongside that, I want to add step number 2 for my most successful clients is going to be reviewing your goals. Whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly, I want you to be able to reevaluate where you're at. Is what I'm doing getting me to where I want to be, or do I need to lower the bar a little bit? And that might sound backwards or confusing or frustrating, but rest assured, when you set the bar way too high, you're not gonna hit the goal that you're aiming for. I talk about this a lot with clients where it's like, well, I used to exercise 5 days a week. I used to do that 6 days a week. You're not in that phase of life anymore. And so instead of holding yourself to this standard of trying to do 5 or 6 days a week, let's scale it way back. Let's aim for 2 to 3 days a week. And once you get that consistently, you'll pick up the momentum, you'll be more encouraged, you'll be more excited, you'll be seeing progress, and then you'll be more likely to want to add in that 4th and 5th day. When you don't take the time to review your goals, you are losing sight of the overall big picture. And so that's why I enjoy a weekly goal setting or things I want to try to accomplish. Monthly reviewing your goals, that could be checking your weight, progress pics, circumference measurements, and then quarterly reevaluating. Okay, do I want to enter a fat loss phase now? Do I want to pull back? Do I want to be in maintenance? Do I want to do a muscle building phase? That is all good and well when done with intention. And the better you can be in tune with that, the more success you'll be likely to have. Number 3, for my most successful clients who get it together and stick to their goals and make progress, is going to be stop trying to be perfect. I'm telling this to myself too. I know it's a hard one to hear, but you need to stop trying to hit everything with perfection, because when you do that, again, we're setting ourselves up to fail. You're not allowing yourself the win of, oh, I did make it to the gym 2 times this week and that's great. You're thinking, oh, I didn't get there 3 times a week, I was a failure. And I don't want that for you. I want you to make it more part of your lifestyle such that it flows, and it's going to ebb and flow. But when you reduce this perfectionism mindset, you're going to be able to make greater progress in the long term. And that is truly what this is all about. Lifelong fitness, lifelong health and wellness habits that are going to help you live a healthier and better life. It can all be flexible. It's all fluid. You can move things around. It doesn't have to be so rigid and tight. Celebrate the small things. When you do make it to the gym, when you do get 8 hours of sleep uninterrupted, when you do hit your protein goals, celebrate that. Don't downplay it is really the thing here. You want to cheer yourself on in the moments when you have the energy, because the motivation isn't always going to be there. And so when you can reduce the expectation of perfection, we are taking the power of motivation into our own hands by relying on discipline and knowing that we're pursuing the overall goal of health. Does that make sense? So something that might help with that is going to be what I talk about with my clients is the calendar method. If you take one blank calendar page, right, you're going to use a system where you give yourself an X if you didn't hit the goal, or a check if you did hit the goals for that day. Are you following me? I think what's helpful about this method is that you can plan ahead, again, back to step number 1, and really think through your month. So October's coming up. There's going to be some Halloween festivities, fall stuff will be in full swing, and maybe you have a wedding and 2 parties you need to attend. And so off the top of your head, you already know that's probably going to be 3 X days where you don't hit all the goals on point. I don't want to say perfectly, because remember, we're not trying to be perfect here. But that's already 3 X's. And so you would plan ahead knowing that you probably only have another 2 to 3 X's for the month, and those can be flexible throughout, but then you know that you want to hit all the other days as a check. So I think in that way, if you look at your month as the bigger picture with the calendar method, you can see where you're already going to have some flexibility and where you might be able to sprinkle it in. But that might help you be a little bit more disciplined, consistent, and on point, knowing that there are flexible days already weaved in there with the calendar method. And it's really, really helpful for being honest with yourself. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Now, this last point of my most successful clients in building their health and fitness routine so that they can get it together before the end of the year is truly a hard one. It is to stop comparing yourself, eliminate comparison. Do your best, do your very best to only compare you to you. When you look at other people, when you see the progress they're making, you don't know what's going on in their life. There's so many variables that you just don't know and can't control when you're witnessing someone else's progress journey, right? And it's so easy to get swept up in, well, they lost all this weight, they look good, their glutes have grown. There is so much out there that you could get tripped up on, and you could see someone making progress and then feel bad about yourself. And feeling bad about yourself is not an option here when we're trying to get it together. You want to stack up the wins, keep doing things that make you feel good so that you don't even have to think twice about hitting your protein or choosing the salad at lunch. Do you see what I'm saying? The ultimate thing is to meet yourself where you're at and find what works for you right now. Not the you from 5 or 10 years ago, not the you in high school, not the you in college, the you right now who wants this more than anything and has the potential to do it. You need to find the resources and the tools to help you, and it is not in the lives of other people. Someone else's nutrition plan, someone else's workout plan works for them, not for you. You probably need a more customized routine that is going to help you make the actual progress. You probably need some accountability. You probably need some help and support from those around you, and maybe even a coach. If this is the time for you to hire one, I encourage you to look into that, because there's nothing wrong with relying on someone whose profession it is to help you cut through the bullshit, see through the noise, and see that you're actually making more progress than you probably think you are. If you can do these 5 things, I think you will be set up for success. And notice that these things really have nothing to do with the actual nutrition or exercise plan, nothing to do with supplements, nothing to do with how many steps a day you're getting. It really has a lot to do with your mindset and how you're viewing the overall process. And I think that's where a lot of us get hung up on the journey. We get so in our head or so down on ourselves for not being where we should be that we forget that every step along the way counts and matters. If you do need a plan to follow, I have one for you. It's my Fall Guide to Fitness. You can get the link in the description below. It is going to have a 3-day workout program already ready for you. There are some recipes in there for fall based on some fall favorites of mine that you might be able to sneak into that meal prep routine. It also includes some confidence tracking, some ways to boost that mindset that we've spent this whole time talking about, because I think that's really going to be the key to you getting it together this fall so that you can enter 2026 with the fitness girl routine that you've always dreamed of. I have to say, I am excited. I love this time of year for so many reasons. If you know me, you know that I'm a Christmas girly to my core. But I'm so excited to just spend the last almost 3 months of the year now diving right into my fitness goals, making more progress, being as on point as I can with nutrition so that I can be the most healthy version of myself on the inside, because I have some serious goals for 2026. But we'll save that for another day. I hope you found this video to be helpful and encouraging. If you did, please be sure to like this video, leave a comment below, and maybe subscribe so that you don't miss out on what we have going on over here. And until next time, remember to be so dramatic about your health and fitness, because strong is sexy and you are too.